Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing lockdown easing and restaurants. And this has been a big topic the past week, that restaurants, yes, indeed, they are being allowed to reopen, although they're being reopened under kind of truncated, in sort of a truncated manner. A recent article that I noted from Coconuts, that's coconuts.co. The article is titled, "I Founded Bolan. This administration has failed restaurants like mine." And there's a lot in this article. This is from a former restaurant owner here in Thailand. I believe his name is Dylan Jones, co-founder of Bolan, or Bo.lan. There's a lot in there, but one thing it should be noted if you're reading this article, and I would recommend it for folks who are interested in this topic. There is another article from Bangkok Post, it's bangkokpost.com, titled "No Jabs Needed for Dining In." And as we noted in video we made contemporaneously with this one, the Royal Gazette has come out and said you do not need to have been jabbed in order to eat in restaurants. And although I'm not going to quote it, within this article they actually say no. They were talking prior to full clarification on this, and when they thought that customers had to be jabbed as well. Leaving that aside, there were some interesting insights from a restaurant owner directly that I thought were worth noting in this video. Again, this is from Coconuts. That's coconuts.co. And the article is titled, "I Founded Bo.lan. This administration has failed restaurants like mine. Opinion." So quoting directly, "Just recently, restaurants have been told that restrictions are being eased and they will be allowed to seat and serve customers once again. Now, before you rejoice and say this is great, let's look at what this, quote, easing, unquote, of restrictions really means." Quoting further, "In order to open, a restaurateur must ensure all staff have 2 doses of a vaccine and/or are tested regularly at the establishment's expense. For a small restaurant with a few staff, this might not seem like much, but if you are a larger restaurant like Bo.lan, that at its peak had around 50 staff members, you're looking at an additional expense of, say, 20,000 Thai baht plus per week minimum. That's essentially 100,000 baht plus a month extra just to keep the doors open." Quoting further, "Do you think restaurants can raise menu prices 15 to 20% and pass this additional cost on to customers? Question mark." Quoting further, "If your dining room is air conditioned, you're required to reduce the amount of people you sit by 50%. 75% for non-air conditioned venues. That's 50% less revenue straight off the bat just to pay your overheads. If you factor in that you're not allowed to serve any booze, then let's conservatively say that would mean 20 to 30% off your revenue is lost, gone, kaput." Quoting further, "Now here's the kicker. You've got to shut shop and get everyone out by 8 p.m. Think about the average amount of time it would take you and a friend to eat an enjoyable meal. The reality is the restaurant's last sitting is 7 p.m., and that's pushing it. You can try to open earlier, but in general, people eat when they're used to eating. At the end of the day, running a restaurant like this, you're more likely to see 20% to 25% less revenue than you would ordinarily." So, again, things aren't perfect. I certainly can sympathize with those sentiments. I've certainly have my own criticisms of all of this. I think it's definitely a step in the right direction to be getting things just reopened. So, let's be happy for that in the moment. But I do think we need to seriously look at this. I mean, Thailand, the economy cannot sustain itself with those kind of restrictions. Very clearly, the food and beverage industry simply can't do that. Now, I don't think it's anyone's intention to do that. I don't think it's anyone's intention that this remains forever. At least I hope not. And hopefully we will see further movement as the rest of September progresses. From what I've been reading, the implication seems to be that they want to continue easing these restrictions. They don't want to keep maintaining these. So hopefully as September proceeds, we will start to see this stuff being pulled back. That said, it's definitely good to see things coming back online in terms of the food and beverage industry. But as this author noted, and again, this is from coconuts.co, and it's titled, I Founded Bo.lan. This administration has failed restaurants like mine, and it's an opinion piece. And again, I think, there's some insight to be had in that article. And it's a good long article. There's a lot of insight to be had in there. Some of the information is kind of timed out. But as far as the insights from restaurateurs, and this is not, to be clear, the reason I found this online, but I have talked to other folks, friends, clients, folks that are in the food and beverage industry, either directly or indirectly, and they have all sort of parroted the same thing. This is, they're happy to an extent to see things kind of turning around, but there's no rejoicing going on. Things need to get fully reopened so that we can start seeing our economy turn back around.